What if the reason things are not moving in your life is not because you're not trying hard enough, but because you're trying too hard? In this video, I'm going to show you how letting go, it's not giving up, it's actually what allows energy to move again, and how that shift changes what becomes possible for you and your life. Hi, I'm Donnielle Carter, nationally board certified health and wellness coach. For nearly 20 years, I've worked with thousands of people, exploring how their bodies, beliefs, and energies shape their lives. And today we're exploring something that sounds simple, but might be one of the hardest things to actually do. Letting go of yourself. Not disappearing, not giving up, not becoming careless, and not becoming someone else, but releasing the version of you that is holding everything in place. Because here's what most people don't realize. A lot of what feels stuck in your life is actually being held in place by you. I know, sorry, no sugarcoating there, but let me explain. This is not something you're doing consciously or on purpose, but it's through effort of control, of trying to get it right. Here's the thing. Most people are not stuck because they don't care. They're stuck because they care so much. They're gripping tightly onto everything. Trying to get it right, trying to not mess it up, trying to be perfect, to not upset, to fit in, trying to control the outcome. And that grip is often the very thing stopping movement of your life. And when you release that limited version of you, when that happens, movement becomes available again. Why do we hold on? Well, this will sound strange, but there is a part of us that gets very, very attached to who we've been. The habits, the reactions, our identities. Even, believe it or not, we get attached to our struggles. And not because we love them and not because they feel good, but because they feel known, they feel familiar. You know who you are with these limitations in place. You know you can handle this version of yourself. You know other people in your life can handle that version of you. And your body recognizes that pattern as well. Your nervous system has practiced it. Your mind has memorized them by your repeated thoughts on them. And then it becomes a loop. And here's the important part. Your body does not clearly distinguish between something happening right now and something you are reliving in your mind with emotional intensity. If you think about someone or something that hurt you and you feel it again, your body responds as if it's happening. Your heart rate shifts, muscles tighten, your breath changes, and your chemistry, yes, your actual body chemistry changes. Which means if you are replaying the same thoughts, the same conversations, the same what I should have said, the same what if this goes wrong, or this is what I should have done instead, your body is living that experience again and again and again. And over time, that becomes your reference point of how to function and who you believe you are. But not because it's true, not because it is who you are, but because it's just familiar. And that familiarity feels safe. And when something new tries to enter, a new opportunity, a new person, a new way of being, a new possibility, your system goes, nope, no thank you. This isn't what we know. This isn't the me I think I am. So it pulls you back into the loop. Not because you're broken, You are not broken. There's nothing wrong with you. It's because nothing has changed in the pattern. We are patterned people often, okay? And this is where trying harder backfires, because trying harder often means more control, more pressure, more force, and more judgment of you, but all from inside the same pattern. And all of that truly locks the pattern in place even more. What is letting go then? Well, first off, letting go is not passive. It is not, I guess this is just my life now. And it is not giving up on what you desire. Letting go is releasing the grip you have on how things are supposed to look. It isn't allowing anything to be different, anything different to exist. Okay, let's look at the energy underneath all this. Most people think, if I just try harder, I'll get there. But what if the real shift is, if I soften, if I release control, something new can show up? Because while effort can create results, it can also, and more often than not, creates resistance, drag, stagnation. If you've ever noticed yourself pushing, forcing, overthinking, overplanning, and still not moving, it's not because you're not capable. It's because there's no space. No space for new, for exploration, for change, and no space for you. And nothing new can enter a space that is already full. So why is it so hard sometimes? Well, letting go is uncomfortable. Not because it's wrong, because it's new. There's a moment where you're no longer who you were, but you're not quite yet who you are becoming. And most people don't like that space. It can feel uncertain. It can feel undefined. It feels like you've lost control. And oddly enough, it feels like you've lost yourself. And it can feel scary. You worked long and hard to be this version of yourself. Even if you don't like it very much, you've grown attached to it. And the instinct is to go back. Back to what's known. Back to what's practiced. Back to what feels predictable. You know how to be that person. And the people in your life know that person. So we hold on to it, we grip it, we control it, and we don't change. But that's space. That is where change actually happens. And I'm going to make this personal for a second. In the past, I was not someone who naturally expressed myself easily. Not even close. I was extremely, dynamically, potently shy. Hard to believe now, I know. But I remember one time I was producing shows at a radio station, and I had to do 30 seconds of a live introduction to a pre-recorded show. And I couldn't do it. 30 seconds. All I had to say is the name of the show is pre-recorded and a phone number. My voice trembled. I had flop sweats, and I turned off my mic early. All of this meaning internally, I had a lot going on all the time when I was pretending to be shy. And what's interesting is I was, and I still am, a very prolific writer, so there was a lot going on inside. But externally, not much was visible. I felt very contained, very held, very controlled. I was controlling me. And it wasn't because I didn't have anything to say. It was because I was holding on to a version of myself that felt safer. If I said something out loud, if I let these thoughts out verbally, what would occur? Would people reject me? Would I be received? Would I be judged? Would I mess it up? Would I not be very eloquent? That was too scary for me to be worth opening my mouth and talking to people. And that shift from shy to teaching all over the world. It didn't happen because I forced myself to be different. I didn't do that. Come on, Donnielle, you can do it. Stop just being shy. No, I did it. That didn't work. It happened because I stopped making that shy version of me the only option. I let there be more of me. And over time, the expression showed up. Not perfectly, not all at once, but naturally. And that's what letting go does. It doesn't replace you. It reveals more of you. Not through force, but through presence. And presence reveals. I'll link below the video I did on how I stopped being shy if you're interested. So, how do you do it? How do you let yourself go? Well, here are 5 tips to assist you with letting yourself go. Tip number 5, stop trying to fix yourself. You, my friend, you're not a problem to solve. There is nothing wrong with you. When you are constantly trying to fix yourself, you're reinforcing the idea that something is wrong with you. Your body hears that. Your universe hears that. And it responds to that. Instead, what you want to do is begin here. What is this showing me? What am I aware of right now? Because awareness creates movement. Fixing creates pressure, and pressure often freezes things in place. Information creates movement, and judgment creates stuck. Number 4, interrupt the loop gently. You don't need to fight your thoughts. Fighting them actually strengthens them. You simply need to notice them. When the same thought shows up again, pause. Name it. There it is. That's that same loop. That's that same, I always tell myself I'm going to screw this up or I can never finish anything. No judgment, no panic, no fight. Just notice it. Name it. And then ask, is this current? Is this actually what's going on? Or is this that familiar loop, that familiar pattern? That question alone can create space. And from there, what else is possible here? Because you're not forcing a new belief. You're not fighting a new thought. You're opening a door. Tip number 3, let it be messy. Letting go does not look polished. There will be moments when you don't feel clear, where you second guess, where you wobble. This does not mean it's not working. It just means you're no longer in the old pattern. It actually means it is working. And letting go will not look clean. There will be moments where you feel clear and moments when you don't, and that's okay. There'll be moments when you feel open and forward. Is this happening? And moments where you want to grab control again and go back into the loop to the perceived safety. That doesn't mean you're doing it wrong. It means you're in motion. And please acknowledge yourself here for being willing to stay in that moment. It's bravery, potency, and true commitment to your life. Tip number 2, give yourself permission to change. This is bigger than it sounds. A lot of people don't change because they haven't actually decided they're allowed to outgrow, allowed to think differently, allowed to want something new. I know this sounds so really weird, but it's so true. We're often waiting for some unseen force to approve it or us before changing and taking action. We do this because we know we didn't waste time or potential or other people's time. So please acknowledge yourself here also. Even being willing to change is huge. What if you just didn't need to justify that change? What if you didn't need a reason? Because what if change is natural? because it is. And the more you allow it, the more your life reflects it. Tip number 1, create space instead of force. Instead of asking, how do I make this happen? Try asking, what am I holding on to that I can release to allow this? It could be a limiting belief in yourself, the path you think it has to take, or the only acceptable outcome. Could even be a version of you that thinks you can't do it. Because what you're holding on to tightly is what's holding all things in place. It is creating the stagnation. And with this, you create your solid universe, and you fill all the space. And with that filled space, nothing new can come in. You're full. So even with a small release, space opens up, and that can create more movement than a massive amount of effort ever could. Letting yourself go is not losing yourself. It's letting go of the parts of you that no longer fits, so that more of the true you can emerge. You don't have to become someone new. It's trusting that there is more of you available and valuable than what you've been holding on to. You don't have to figure it all out. You don't have to force your way forward. You just have to be willing to not hold yourself in that place. You have to be willing to loosen your grip. And if you take anything from this, please hear this. You are not stuck. You may just be holding on to a version of you that, while feeling familiar, is not the you that you know you are. And the moment you allow even a little space, movement begins and new arrives. Because movement doesn't come from force. It comes from space and letting go and trusting you, energies, and the universe to create with you and for you. You, my friend, just have to get out of the way. Thank you for exploring with me today. I'm so grateful for you being here and pushing play. And if you want more videos like this, please like, share, and subscribe. And check out this video right here for more mindset shifting tips and tricks. And until we play again, my friend, keep creating a life that inspires you every single day to live it. I'll see you soon.